Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Green Hell. I saved and I made the unfortunate mistake of accidentally sleeping for an hour before I did, so it's actually getting a little bit late. I'd like to head out and do a little bit of scouting to see what we've got nearby. Hopefully without getting ourselves in too much danger. It looks like there's some kind of water source and stuff, but that's going to be tricky to get down to effectively. I think what I'd like for this episode, if possible, is for us to sort out a clean water source, whether that's a stream, like that waterfall up there. If I can figure out how to get up there, where it comes from, that would be really cool. I've got 4 stones. Let's get some more. And potentially like start some food related shenanigans. That would be very nice if I can manage that. Which might be a bit of spearfishing. Yeah, this water is unsafe, so I don't want to be drinking it unless I've got something that's going to be able to take care of parasites. I really don't like that it's dark and I can't see what's in the water. Ooh, and just like that, the moon comes out. Stand very still. Let it come to us. Ha ha ha! Alright, let's harvest this guy up. So got some fish bones. Let's make some hooks with those. That's gonna practice our crafting skill if nothing else. I don't know really what we're going to do with those. Can we craft some? Can't craft anything with the scale. Don't know how to do any of that. But we have some meat that we could cook. He totally went into the ground. I'm going to harvest you up as well, mate. Fish should be a good source of protein and oils, fats, things like that. So getting them is pretty much guaranteed to be good for us. Ooh, look at all the bugs and things. Should I worry about the bugs? Wait, are they bugs or are they bees? They might be like some kind of hornet. Oh yeah, like that must be a wasp's nest. Okay, we will keep well away from that then. Mystery snail! Mystery snail, you are snack number 1. You're gonna start us off on our protein recovery. Here we go, this is what I wanted. Knowing that they're... Oh god, are those angelfish? Are they piranha? I don't think spearfishing is going to work for them. But we can drink the water, is what I was thinking. Because we can reduce our parasites with these. So that'll do for the moment, but it is not a long-term solution. Getting up there might be a goal we want to aim for. Hey fish, any of you want to come a little closer? This is not the way to do fishing. Okay, let's not waste any more time on that. At least we're clean because of this little jaunt down into the wetlands. I think we should make a fire. If nothing else, this is going to give us some charcoal. That's going to be useful for, you know, just in case we need to make ourselves sick. We've got a leech on us. Okay, let's have a look. Not there. It's going to be on our legs. It's always on the legs. It's not always on the legs, but it's often on the... There you are. Ugh. Be gone. Okay. Plenty of things that we know how to make. There will be more over time. We need to find help. I think first, before we do that, getting fire is going to be our chief objective. Okay. We can get ourselves... Oh, we need another big stick. Okay, not a problem. I think there's some down here. Ooh, look, more of those... More of those carb mushrooms. Gonna eat them just because they're gonna help us restock slightly. I think I'm gonna have to cut down another tree. Not a problem. Look at that. It fell so neatly. Take these long sticks back up here. Okay, we need to make ourselves a fire starter. Now, has the leaf pile dried out? Not yet. So we can't actually make fire yet, which is annoying. These have got a fair bit of time left, so they're not gonna run out anytime soon. Can that get stacked? No, it can't. "34 minutes for the closest one. I'm glad I got these started early. I will say that. Okay, well, while we're waiting, we could cut down some bigger things and make ourselves a proper shelter. I'm not sure if that's really going to benefit us that much, though. Whereas scouting for coconuts might be a better use of our time. Coconuts, nuts, anything else that we could potentially consume. Potentially other mushrooms as well. Nothing over here. When it does come time to move on, we've got a couple of different directions we can go. Just having a little look to see if there's anything obvious down there that we might want to try and get. I don't think so. We've got 7 stones. We don't need any more. Let's sort this Right, we have our first batch of dry leaf. Let's go get this fire, get the food cooking. Because I want to know what the fish will give us in terms of nutrition. Because that's going to help with our planning for the future. Okay, we are full up on sticks for now. That's fine. So our first bit of food is going to be on the way in a moment. And these will cook up quite nicely, actually. Lasting for 14 hours with fish is actually really good because it does mean you can go on a proper expedition, go get some supplies, bring them back to your base. You don't have to constantly carry stuff to make a fire with you. And we may as well get some more fish hooks being crafted. Work on our crafting skill. Hey, and with our crafting skill high enough, it's taught us how to make an axe. Okay. Let's pull that off, put this one on, pull that off, put this one on. Okay. First one. Protein and energy. Okay, that's good. And some sanity. No oils, though. No carbs, no fats. So it's a little bit of a surprise, but it's going to last 2 days. This is good. It's going to give us plenty of time to do things. Wow, that's just annoying. Okay, new plan. We're going to make ourselves a porch. We're going to make ourselves a porch. And we're going to put a roof on it. And yeah, that's the worst time for the rain to appear. I'm going to grab you before you go falling anywhere. So frustrating. I'm glad we've got more leaves being dried. Yeah, we're full up on those. We can take the long sticks back though. Did the other long stick fall anywhere sensible, or has it like fallen and rolled? Who knows? We'll find out over time. Let's grab the mushrooms for now. It's a carbohydrate mushroom, exactly what we need. I think the other long stick ended up somewhere weird. It's fine, we've got plenty of long sticks, so I'm not thinking we're going to be low on them. Let's drop that there. And we need something else that we can cut down for logs. This will probably do. We're going to need to make ourselves another axe in a moment.
Stupid piece of shit.
It's good enough. Doesn't need to be perfect. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get ourselves some more liana. And we will plan the roof for this. So this is going to need to be a platform. Which is actually this one, I think. Okay, we're not going to do it as a roof. Let's do it as a... Oh, actually, 16 palm leaves. it's not particularly good. Let's do it as a regular platform. So we need long sticks, we need ropes, and we need logs. But it's going to be relatively easy to do. Let's get ourselves another axe. Nope, did not mean to harvest that. That's a mistake. Craft. An axe rather than a stone axe. Might make things a little bit easier for us. Okay, long sticks. Can we find the one that was over here? I think we're actually coming up to morning, so we're doing pretty well given we haven't slept much. I mean, we had like an hour of sleep. But this is actually going to make our visibility a fair bit easier. Maybe it's fallen into the rock. Because I don't see it on the rock, and I've checked all around this base bit. It's fine. We'll just get some actual long sticks from things like this. Although this might give us logs as well. Let's see how good it is. It is big enough to give us logs. All right. Take both of these back up here. Should probably thin out some of the old foliage in the area. And maybe they only give one. Maybe they only give one. I thought they gave two. Either way, there is the first. Just need a couple more. And you look like a prime target, so we'll take you out. Might be coconuts up on top of that. Hard to say. This looks like a good target. Let's hope it falls in the right direction. So from this we'll get the last logs we need and the last of the long sticks. So I'll just drop those there. And ropes, 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 ropes. Okay, at last we're in a position where we can actually shelter this. Let's make more fire and get the last of our meat cooked up. It was so close to being done as well. And then after this is cooked, I think we might need to rest. Let's have a look at our notebook. So, unknown mushroom, source of carbs. Unknown mushroom, source of carbs. Kills parasites. Skip all of these. Sanity, scratched, leech, parasites. Yeah, we know all of those. Different beds we can make. Traps for things. Storage. Yeah, the more we improve our crafting skill, if I go to our skills over here, the more recipes will get unlocked. So we do want to be constantly doing things within a certain like level of sensibility. Okay, cooked and cooked. We're going to let this go all the way through. We don't need to eat right now. I suppose we don't need to sleep right this second either. Let's start scouting out. Seeing as it's a brand new day, we want to keep our eyes peeled for more, well, for fresh water, and something that will get us a nice source of fats. So nuts would be great. And the same for carbs and things. Like in an ideal world, we would be set up near somewhere that naturally produces a lot of them. Bananas, nut trees, things like that. But that is very much in an ideal world. Yeah, we are completely full. Okay, time to start planning. We can head down and have a little look around the base there. I think that's a relatively safe option for us to do for exploring. Get some extra carbs on the way. So I like that. Oh. Was not expecting a bird. We haven't found any feathers, so we can't make any arrows. Ooh, nuts. Definitely taking you. There's another. That's good for a couple of days. That gives us some much needed fats. We are getting a little bit tired. So we've explored down. I don't think we want to come across. Ooh! This is bad! We didn't really hurt ourselves, but I think we've got something on us. Let's check our leg. That's all okay. Be gone! Ugh. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna grab some snails. We are very lucky that we didn't injure ourselves in that. I suppose checking around down here is not the worst plan. I'm just not keen on being so tired while going swimming. Grab the lilies. Don't know what they do, but we could try eating them maybe when we get back. I think what I'll do is I'll swim over to the far side where we saw the anti-parasite mushrooms. See if there's any more. If there are, we can have a little drink. And then head back to camp and get some sleep. You live for today, snail. Oh, actually, maybe you don't. Just close enough. Yeah, there are 2 more. Let's have a drink. Okay, it's disgusting.
No, bad idea.
But we didn't get any parasites, so we're good. That is really, really gross. We could do with some more fats, so we'll eat that. That maxes us out. I think we're in a good place to go and get some sleep. Ooh, let's yeah, not go near them, but I want to have a look at this here. What is this? Wood resin. Okay. I don't know what we could do with wood resin. Maybe it'll burn. Maybe we could like make a torch out of it or something. Yeah, let's get back in the water and across to the far side before we can't swim. Hurry back to our camp. Okay, so it's not a long-term plan, but we're not in a terrible, terrible place. What was the thing we found? The water lily. We can try eating it. We can't craft anything with it. I assume we'd probably need to crush it, maybe. That reduces food poisoning. That's really good. Who needs charcoal? Alright, let's get some sleep. Oh, we've got like carte blanche to eat anything then. Okay, let's save our progress before we head on out. Campfire ash and some charcoal, I assume. Yeah. Charcoal is definitely something that we want. How long has this got? 1 day, 12 hours. The water lily actually doesn't expire. So it's probably worth us carrying some water lilies with us. What can we craft with wood resin? Not that. Maybe a torch? Yeah. Okay. Let's not. But it's good to know it's an option. Okay. Time for us to start adventuring out. We're in a pretty good place. We could, you know, do with a little bit of water, a little bit of carbs and stuff, but nothing major. We've explored all around here. So I think our first foray out is going to be to the north. I really don't want to get ourselves in trouble. Now, this mushroom here, I believe, causes food poisoning. I am tempted to pick it, eat it, and then eat the lily, just so that we find out about it. 3 food poisoning. Oh, right. Okay. So I ate the lily, but it didn't do it at the right time. We need to get down and get some more lilies before we bring all of our stuff up. This was a terrible plan. What was I thinking? Okay, that's helped. Okay. We need to rehydrate. So let's head over to the anti-parasite mushrooms. Off to a cracking start. Trying to use the lilies intelligently to avoid us needing accidentally drinking or eating stuff that's dangerous in the future by testing it in controlled circumstances.
No, bad idea.
Right, we are full on that. We are full on protein, so we just need fats and carbs. And fats and carbs we'll pick up as we're out and about. What an adventure! Right, back to our previous plan, heading north. Now, in a real survival situation, you wouldn't do that at all. There are certain ways of like dealing with foods that you don't know if they're good or what they're like, and it's not just like chuck it down your gullet. It really isn't. So that's helping. That's given us all of the carbs that we need. So I guess Brazil nuts are really what I'm looking for now. All the other long nuts, like we found earlier. I think we've got some bananas here. That's cool. Let's we've got a leech on us. Let's get that blighter off. There you go. I'll take all of them because it's going to be relatively easy to find bananas, I think. Especially if we know that they're nearby. Nuts, on the other hand, they are going to be much harder to find. So, in conclusion, we're heading north. We're going to try and do a left wall hug around this this section while looking for help and vital supplies. More anti-parasite mushrooms. Good to know. Good to know. Also looking for any bird feathers or anything that we could use to make arrows. Because once we've got some arrows, we can make more arrows by shooting birds. I should probably name these so that I know them out and about. Right. So, name. Sanity mushroom. We don't really need to eat them, but while we're passing, we may as well. So keeping an eye mostly down because I'm looking for anything that could threaten us in the scuttling form, whether it's snakes or scorpions. You know what? I'm going to take the body. I don't know what we're going to do with it. Ooh, an obsidian stone. I'm assuming we'll be able to make like an obsidian knife or something at some point. Big stones, big stones. And this is a cool cave. Okay, we've got a caiman lizard. Let's harvest this up. We might get some fats out of this guy. 1 caiman lizard meat. How long do I have to cook that up? 19 hours. That's plenty of time. Iron vein. Make ourselves a pickaxe. We can definitely start harvesting another iron vein by the looks of it. Although that one's not got anything in. Also, we don't really know how to smelt. Not that that's ever been a problem. Like, you don't need to know how to do something to do it. You just, go ahead and do it. Okay, well, that's an interesting little cave. We've got some iron near us. We are still carrying on this left wall hug. Let's just check. Are we still going north? We're still going mostly north. I hear something. That's an armadillo. He's not a tapir, but he'll do. Let's harvest him. It's going to improve our animal harvesting if nothing else. And a dead parrot. We'll take it with us and we'll harvest it. Elsewhere, I could hear something. Maybe it was a monkey. Not cool. Not cool. Okay, let's return to where we were. I think we'll. Yeah, nuts. You see those nuts? There's the nuts. Okay. I don't know what type of nuts these are, but I know that they're going to give us the much needed fats so we can continue for a bit longer. I think we'll set the river just down here as our boundary. Before I pick somewhere that we're going to settle with our proper base, I'd like to find a good source of water. And this is not a good source of water. Hello, crab. Come back here, crab. Oh, he's gone. Well, that's a shame. I quite fancied some crab. Where's he going? Got him. Let's take him. We're also going to take the toucan. And I think we're gonna try cooking some things up. Yeah, this river is going to be our boundary. I mean, this looks hypothetically like a great place to set up a camp. It's got a largish open area that we could work with. But at the same time, oh, and there's fruit nearby as well. So maybe this is the best. At least for now. The water isn't going to run out because that's a... Well, I say the water isn't going to run out. I don't think the water would run out because that's a river. But I'd like to have a proper source rather than something that could get less and less over time. So for the moment, I'm still just exploring and checking a little bit. And there's plentiful food around here with the crabs. Molinera. You see Molinera? I see Molinera. I want to get some bandages made ASAP. Okay, we are now in a relatively safe place in case we get attacked. We'll harvest these bodies up as we get a bit closer to camp. We don't know what these mushrooms are, but I can name them. So they are carbs and energy. So they are Weetabix. That just keeps us topped up nicely. Let's get the old spear back out. I would love a container for water, because then I can boil water. That's my real like concern at the moment. I want us to be able to go and find help, save Mia, but all of that kind of relies on being able to travel safely, and that relies on food and water. Okay, I see that snake. I think it sees me. Not quite close enough. Got it. Oh, that felt close. Okay, harvest it up. We are over full of stuff. So what have we got that we don't really need? That's heavy. We don't need to drop much. I should probably drop some stuff back at base anyway. But what we could do is we could get ourselves another hand drill. So we've at least got 2 of those. And how's the axe? The axe is okay. The spear is okay. The blade is okay. The bow is okay. So maybe we could just make another axe, because we're gonna need another axe anyway at some point. That's pretty much guaranteed. That's brought our weight down enough, so I think we'll work with that. Well, it's time for someone to try calling me, only for it to be a junk number. We're in the jungle trying to do things, you know, like survive. We don't really need carbs, and we've got some on us. I believe that's the wall that we were following before. Let's kind of cut a bit centrally. I wanted to look at this like lowland area, see if we could get some mud from it, but it doesn't look like it's really possible. I think potentially like making some watchtowers would go a long way towards. Oh look, yeah, this is definitely where we're gonna make our base. We've got capybaras in the area. Everyone loves capybaras. So if that's the... I think we've got a rash on us. Let's have a look. This is fine. That's fine. Can't really see much there. But yeah, we've got a rash. Can't do much about it. We can't bind it. Cover it over with everything. It's just going to be an allergic reaction. Definitely want to keep away from the old frogs. Anyway, so where was I? That's the direction we were going. We've just come across here, and we were about to start following this next path around here. The rash is going to reduce our sanity. We'll get that back when we've got proximity to the fire, so that'll eventually come good. Which direction is this? That is sort of south-ish. Let's cut the yeah, use this axe. Cut the old plant down. take the herb. And we are a teeny bit overweight from that flour, so let's drop a couple of small sticks. We're going to try and not pick anything else up until we get back to camp. Camp is that way, but I want to finish like scouting around this area. This actually looks quite similar to where we had our previous runs set up. The jungle all kind of ends up looking the same as you move around. I do want to get back to the camp before we wrap this episode up. It shouldn't take us too long once we go directly, but if we can get ourselves a coconut on the way, that would be the most ideal thing. Okay, the camp's actually that way. So I think this is going to be the next boundary just here. So we don't go any further than that. Yay, nuts. Definitely getting them in our belly. Name. Tasty nuts. I suppose we could drop the scorpion, but it's a scorpion, what? You know, we spent a long time killing it, so I don't want to just throw it away. It looks like there's plenty of nuts around here, so that's got huge potential. I think that's tobacco. That might be what we were actually looking for. If we eat a couple of bananas that we don't really need to be carrying around. Unknown herbs. It looks like there's space in the backpack. Oh, it's quite big. Wow. Yeah, that is hefty, isn't it? Okay. I might be able to rearrange this slightly better. I say might because it's an incredibly cocky thing to say, oh yeah, can definitely do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't need the extras, so they can go. That all packs in nicely. The wood resin is a bit bigger than I thought. Yeah, I wonder if I bring these across to here, that feels a bit nicer. Dry leaf isn't quite going to fit in there, but is that now enough space? No, it's not. We've got more to do. Yeah, that is absolutely giant, isn't it? And that's as packed in as it can get. Temporarily, we'll drop you. The parrot fits in really nicely there. One, two, three. One, two, three, and that slides in. I wonder if we really need that resin, actually. campfire ash, unknown flower. Oh, it's not quite going to fit unless we spin these round. So that's what we'll do. Made it work. Made it work, and we only had to drop a couple of fish hooks. That was probably way more effort than it warranted. We did lose a little bit of water doing that. How is our rash? Can't really... This is the worst place for us to be inspecting ourselves. Let's have a look over here. That's what I thought. Get off me, you blighters. And this is back to our camp. Okay, let's make ourselves another fire. We'll get the things that we've gathered cooking up. We'll do some experimental culinary cuisine. And I think we're in a pretty good place to move our camp across and start building up to the north. So first things first. Not the planting boxes. There we go. Small fire. Put it right there. Slap bang in the middle. Okay, we do still have some dry leaves, but we're going to need more after this. So straight after we've got this lit, we'll go and cut some leaves. Yeah, you can cook the crab. That's very cool. I wonder if you can cook the bananas. Right. Harvest the parrot. Harvest the toucan. That's going to allow us to make some arrows. Ah, control click actually does automatically moves it onto crafting. That's cool. Okay, let's go small stick, and we need another feather on there, just so we've got a place in our inventory for it. I don't actually see it in... Oh, because it doesn't quite fit, does it? Of course it doesn't fit. There we go. I tell you what, I'm glad I did this under the shelter. We need some more small sticks if we're going to make more arrows. That's a small stick. I don't know how many we're really going to want. But having a few it's going to give us options. And that's mostly what I'm interested in, is options. You know, if we're out and about hunting stuff and we can see it and we're worried we're going to startle stuff before we have a chance to kill it, that's not cool. Having the bow and arrow, that's going to eliminate a lot of those questions. Here is the big supply. There's plenty around here. We might even end up leaving a batch at the camp. Okay, red crab is cooked. Next up, rattlesnake meat. And it improves our crafting skill. I don't know whether having the extra one by itself is going to be useful to us. Ooh, we can actually craft stuff with this. We can make a lily dressing. Alright, let's do one of those. So that herb was the lily. Thought I heard something nearby. Let's carry on with our cooking. You're good for another 18 hours. You're good for 12 hours. So you are the priority. I am very curious as to what each of these are going to do. We're going to cook up the scorpion, but I really don't think we're going to eat it. It's not the kind of thing we want to be putting in our mouth. That's for certain. I should probably consider making some storage, actually. I don't know if we have enough crafting skill to make a box. No, we don't. Not yet, anyway. A rope stand. Take sticks and ropes. All of these things we're probably going to do over at our new base. Maybe the lily would help reduce the rash. Treats food poisoning. Right? Ah, that purple herd is... Yeah. Antitoxin, antihistamine. So the lily dressing will help. Okay, we've got a bit more cooking to do. Toucan meat. So actually, you can stack all kinds of meat together. I guess, like, meat in its most generic sense probably does much the same. Okay, well, we could go get some water very quickly while the last of that is cooking up, with the potential to do some anti-parasite stuff if we need to. And then we'll chow down on some tasty, tasty crab. Okay, that's helped. We need a little bit more.
Disgusting.
Okay, we need those mushrooms. Let's go get them before all of our lovely... I saw some nuts fall just there. I thought this was the anti-parasite mushrooms. That's not cool. These are the sanity ones. Okay. We can deal with it. We know that there are some just to the north over the river, so we'll run and get them quickly. And then we'll wrap the episode up, and we'll start off next time with some culinary adventures. So we saw some just over here. I think it was just at this. I feel this may be a problem. I feel this may be quite a problem for us, because we need to get rid of parasites. And Weetabix ain't gonna cut it. And there we go. You'll do. next time, I'm going to make sure that they're actually there before we do that. Okay, back to camp, and we'll finish up there. So thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. As always, if you have, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode of Green Hell. See you soon.